Coming up on Sportsource, I'll have more on Kingsley Lavender, the senior from Athens Academy guiding his team through trials and triumphs this season.
And later, how Athens Christian siblings are making strides in the world of high school track.
Plus, I speak with 400-meter indoor record holder Christopher Morales-Williams about his recent title and his top goals going into the outdoor season. Sportsource starts now.
Hello and welcome to Sportsource. I'm your host, Lucas Kochevar, and today we've got a story that might just change the way you think about high school sports. Something big is brewing at Clark Central, and it's not your typical game. Sportsource analysts Tori Newman and Avi Young are ready to give us all the details.
That's right, Lucas. The final buzzer for basketball doesn't mean game over at Clark Central High School. This spring, their court transforms for a groundbreaking sport, wheelchair football. With meticulous planning, Clark Central has become the home court for athletes across multiple counties. This incredible partnership between the American Association of Adapted Sports Programs and the Georgia High School Association opened the door for wheelchair basketball, football, and handball as they all gear up for their inaugural Athens seasons.
The Classic City Dogs are trailblazers for adapted sports in Clark County, inspiring others with their determination and inclusivity. Coached by John David Walker, this groundbreaking co-ed wheelchair football team consists of eligible Clark County School District students who compete against programs across the state.
We visited the Classic City Dogs to catch the action in just their second game ever against the Houston City Sharks. Here's what Coach Walker, assistant coach Julius Hooper, and player Elam Tyson have had to say about this exciting new season.
It was an opportunity for me to be in touch with special needs, and I feel like I have a lot of experience that I could touch with our special needs, and I have a special needs son, and it went hand in hand for me, and it was a great opportunity for me to do this. I just want them to have fun. I mean, they're young, and it's a sport that they see and watch on TV and watch their older siblings, or, you know, they go to games, and I just want them just to be part of something.
I'm seeing everybody grow so much, from not playing any sport to really having fun, making improvements, even improvements that we didn't even teach them. We just spread the word, talk about volunteer opportunities. We need the help. It's difficult to move 8 chairs to wherever we need them. And we've got the equipment that needs to be moved as well, and then the supervision. We need players because we really, we often struggle with just having enough to even compete.
My favorite part about playing is probably how fast we can go in the wheelchairs. I joined the team because I really like to watch football, and I just thought it was cool.
The Clark County School District is expanding its adapted sports programs thanks to $30,500 provided by the AAASP's Aspire Grant, awarded to Clark Central this past October. The grant funded wheelchairs, jerseys, and equipment. Wheelchair basketball season takes place from January to March, football runs until May, and handball starts in September. This program development is part of the district's 2024 to 2029 strategic plan.
That's fantastic to hear. Sounds like this grant is really going to help get these adapted sports programs off the ground. Moving on to specifics, explain to our viewers how wheelchair football is played, Avi.
Lucas, wheelchair football is a team sport with 6 players per side, played on a basketball court. Each player uses a specially adapted wheelchair for the best performance. Either power, standard, or sport wheelchairs are acceptable. 1 or 2 players per team can participate who don't have a disability, but they still must participate in a wheelchair. The game has 2 30-minute halves with a running clock, and offenses have only 35 seconds to make a play in varsity games. Like the standard rules of football, you get 4 downs to score or get a first down. Now, here's where it gets unique. Tackles are made by tagging the opponent's body above the knees with both hands. Tagging the opponent's chair is not allowed and doesn't count as an acceptable tackle. To dive a little deeper, players must stay seated for fair play, and there is no holding opponents or their chairs. The best part is that everyone in each team's roster gets to play in both halves of the game, making sure wheelchair football is truly inclusive.
Thanks, Avi. That definitely sounds like a thrilling and inclusive version of football. Now, Tori, let's turn our attention to the Classic City Dogs. Can you tell us more about the team and how folks in the community can support them?
There are lots of ways to get involved with the Classic City Dogs. Like Walker mentioned, even students without a qualifying disability can volunteer and join the team. In fact, up to 2 players per team can participate without a disability. If volunteering isn't an option, help spread the word. The wheelchair football season still has 4 games left, and the Dogs would love your support. If you're interested in playing, volunteering, or simply cheering them on, reach out to Associate Athletic Director Chris Aiken.
Lucas, programs like the Classic City Dogs demonstrate the importance of inclusivity and opportunity in Athens. They show the power of sports to bring people together and create positive experiences for everyone. With the ability to accommodate over 40 disabilities, wheelchair football proves that with the right adaptations, everyone can be a winner.
Thanks, Tori and Avi. It's clear the Classic City Dogs have a bright future ahead. Coming up on Sportsource, although he leads his team in goals, Kingsley Lavender is finding out there's more to leading a team than just goals. And 3 siblings, a lot of competition, and a dash of speed form the perfect recipe for a sibling rivalry on the track. Sportsource will be right back after the break. Welcome back to Sportsource. Kingsley Lavender has seen a lot of success as a member of the Athens Academy soccer team. Although he's won 2 region championships, he's facing a different obstacle in his senior year. Sportsource reporter Savannah Hernandez joins us now with the story.
Athens Academy soccer has had its ups and downs this year, with the Spartans having only 1 win under their belt. But don't count them out just yet. Senior Kingsley Lavender is leading the charge, and he's not just any player either. He's got experience, helping secure 2 region titles in previous season. Now, he's on a mission to do more than just score goals. The King is hoping to guide his young squad to victory. Athens Academy soccer has faced its challenges this season, but senior Kingsley Lavender is stepping up. This seasoned vet on a young team knows what it takes to win. He helped secure back-to-back region titles his 9th and 10th grade year. But now, the roles are reversed, and it's Lavender leading the charge.
When it's getting tough, it's really just like you have to keep going and think of things that you like really enjoyed about the sport, and then that'll get you through it.
Head coach Stefan Billmeyer says Lavender's love for the game is contagious.
He's excited about the game itself. I mean, if he's not playing it, he's watching it, he's talking it, and it's infectious. That's been a real blessing for us this year. It's a tough year. We're building, and I don't know that we would have maybe kept that morale without him being here.
Teammate Will Dugas says Lavender's presence inspires their team every day.
I've talked to him probably almost every day for the past 3 years. He's helped me build up my own personal skills, personal confidence, even a lot of confidence. He's really helped me build that up.
Lavender is Swanee bound, but his dedication to the team this season speaks volumes. Billmeyer says he makes a difference both on and off the field.
He's genuine and who he is and his character, and as fierce as he is on a soccer field, he's kind and he's empathetic. He sees that people are struggling, and he recognizes and respects the fact that that love of the game that he has is there, and so I'm willing to help that one out, and that's unique.
And Lavender isn't just focused on the present. The King is determined to build a legacy that will last long after he's gone.
I want to be the type of person that they can keep in touch with even after I've already left and they're moving on. I want to try and be a player and captain who's remembered as one who really enjoys spending time with his team, and just people would be able to reminisce about the fun times we had on and off the field.
1, 2, 3, Spartans!
Reporting for the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Savannah Hernandez. Leadership is always a game changer, and Lavender might just be the difference maker for the Spartans. And who doesn't love a good underdog story? Anything is possible for Athens Academy. Back to you, Lucas.
Thanks, Savannah. Although their season hasn't gone according to plan, it's great to see a young leader rise to the occasion for his team. Sibling speed is on full display for Athens Christian athletes Kiera and Simeon Simmons. Although one is more responsible than the other, they're both key pieces helping their track teams to success. Sportsource reporter Lindsay Bornhorst joins me for more on the dynamic duo.
Athens Christian High School has nothing short of an impressive history of track and field, with 8 state track championships and many region titles for both men and women. Carrying on that legacy is senior runner Kiera Simmons and her 11th grade brother Simeon Simmons. The 2 siblings are currently ranked in the GHSA 1A private for more than one event each. Earlier this week, I spoke with the 2 on what it's like competing together and leading the team. As Athens Christian sets its sights on another state championship title in high school track and field, a fierce sibling rivalry fuels their charge. Senior Kiera Simmons aims to improve on last year's fourth-place finishes in both the 100 and 200-meter dash in the state meet. She's already making strides, ranked 14th in the 100-meter and 9th in the 200-meter in the state. Her junior brother Simeon won't be outdone. After placing 11th in the state meets 200-meter last year, he has surged into the top ranks, holding 6th place in the 100-meter and 5th in the 200. Veteran coach Tim Cummings sees their shared drive, but hints at more surprises to come from this talented duo.
How are they similar? They're both fast. How about that?
Cummings notes that Kiera and Simeon have distinct leadership styles. Kiera leads by example, while Simeon's natural charisma brings out the best in everyone.
She's more serious. She's a captain for our girls team. She makes sure all their uniforms are right. She makes sure everybody's right where they're supposed to be. Simeon's one that I have to check on to make sure is right.
While Kiera was a track star from the get-go, Simeon took a little longer to find his stride. He didn't start his track career until 8th grade, and even then, it took some motherly encouragement and a dash of sibling rivalry to get him to the starting line.
When my sister came back with all those medals, I was like, man, I want some of those. So I was like, why not? Let's give it a shot.
Kiera and Simeon were born to run. Their family legacy in track and field is undeniable, as their older sister, Heaven, currently competes for Truett McConnell University, and their mother was a standout sprinter at Clark Central High School. It's no surprise then that both Kiera and Simeon cite their mother as their greatest inspiration.
Growing up with just her, not my father, she helped us a lot, made a way for us.
She just always brings out the competitive side in me, so.
With state competition looming, Kiera has her sights set on laser-sharp times, a low 12-second 100-meter dash and a mid-25-second 200-meter. This May, she'll cap off her track career before pursuing her dream of becoming a nurse in college. As for Simeon, he has big goals for his junior season. He's aiming for a blistering 10.8-second 100-meter dash and hopes to secure a college track scholarship. Despite their contrasting styles, Kiera and Simeon share a fierce dedication to both academics and athletics.
It's really good because you get to see each other a lot, and then you get to push each other, motivate each other.
Their competitive spirit and the thrill of shared victories makes them a dynamic duo to watch this spring.
People like that, it's a privilege to coach. So I would say, I'm really fortunate to have them.
Reporting for the Carmichael Sports Media Institute, I'm Lindsay Bornhorst. With 5 meets under their belt, Kiera and Simeon's track season is just getting started. Stay tuned to watch these two continue improving and working towards the 1A private state track meet at Berry College in early May.
Thanks, Lindsay. It seems like a sibling rivalry is quite the motivation for them, but that doesn't take away from the fact they are family. Kicking off right here in Athens, 2 top-ranked teams in the state clash in girls soccer. I'm joined now by Sportsource analyst Hank Tatum and Sarah Sims.
Buford has taken care of business so far this season, but they look to steal this game against Jefferson as an underdog.
And on the other side, Jefferson won't take Buford lightly as they look to continue their dominant season.
Will Buford continue their winning ways, or will Jefferson stop them in their tracks? We preview the game after the break. Get ready for a thrilling showdown this Friday, April 5th. 2 of Georgia's girls' soccer powerhouses, the Buford Wolves and the Jefferson Dragons, clash in a can't-miss neutral site battle at Athens Turner Soccer Complex. Sports analysts Sarah Sims and Hank Tatum join us now to preview the game. Let's start with the Buford Wolves, the team that refuses to be counted out.
Lucas, that's exactly right. The Buford Wolves may not be as highly ranked as Jefferson, currently sitting at number 7 in the state and number 20 in the country, according to Max Preps, but this is as dangerous a team as any. The 14-0 Wolves have already secured the 7A Region 8 title and are hungry for more in the state tournament, looking to avenge last year's second-round exit to Walton. Playing with the motto, "For the Pack," in 2024, the Wolves have outright dominated most of their schedule, outscoring opponents 80-1. In fact, only 3 of the team's games have been within 1 score, with one of those wins against Walton, who ended the Wolves' season in 2023. I spoke with head coach Megan Hill in her 5th season at Buford, and she said she has all of the pieces for a successful team in 2024.
My mentor once told me, in order to have a successful team, you obviously have to have the inner workings of the team, but you also have to have a goalkeeper and a goal scorer.
The Wolves possess these necessary components for success, further bolstered by the elite skills of goalkeeper Alina Pope and forward Evnie Torres. Starting with Pope, a senior in goal, her stardom is partly in thanks to missing the 2023 season with a torn ACL, having to watch her team from the sidelines. Hill said Pope was able to learn while not playing and was motivated to come back and help the team reach new heights. Now that she is fully recovered in 2024, she has 13 shutouts and has made 92 saves. On the other side of the field, sophomore Evnie Torres has been phenomenal. Still an underclassman, Torres leads the team with 15 goals and has 2 assists to go along with the onslaught of scoring. Outside of these two, Hill said the Wolves are equipped with depth and a connection that allows them to flourish on the field. When the team travels to Athens to meet head-to-head with Jefferson, Hill expects her team to be ready.
But it's going to be a competitive game, and usually my girls, they show up for the competitive games, and they like to play those competitive games, which is it's going to be fun to watch.
The Wolves as underdogs? Hank, that's surprising after listening to your analysis. Sarah, what about the high-flying Dragons?
Well, Lucas, the Dragons have an undefeated season, the 5A Region Championship under their belt, and an impressive ranking of being number 4 in Georgia and number 11 nationally, which speaks to their dominance. This hungry team is poised to elevate their game further, and Buford presents the perfect challenge.
What we're using the game for is to emulate maybe some of our weakness going into the playoffs, because it's not necessarily about what we're going to do exactly with Buford, but what we're going to do with Buford and then learn from it to move on into playoffs. That's.
Their versatile roster boasts an impressive 11 goal scorers and 13 assist leaders across the season, showcasing their depth and fluidity. Beyond the skill, the Dragons' exceptional bond shines through their commitment to the unity and shared goals. Coach Molly McCartney, in her 8th year, praises his team's unparalleled dedication. She's confident that they'll rise to the occasion against the Buford Wolves.
We're not a program of just a heart. We're not a program of just a kidney. We're a program of all the organs working together. And so there's not really a superstar within our group, but Kate's one of those players that, you know, she carries things a little bit more. But Ella actually was our goalkeeper in the state game, her freshman year, state game as a freshman. And, you know, she's already committed, and she could have said, hey, coach, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, but she loves this. This is her thing. And so she's actually able to do more leadership and really has gathered up some of those young girls, and they follow.
Players like Kate and Ella are some of the driving forces behind this team's impressive record. Imagine them surrounded by 9 equally skilled players. Their on-field leadership is undeniable. They also boast a dominant goalkeeper in Ella Sellers, a key factor in their 10 shutouts this season, only with 12 saves, but only so few because of their dominant defense, who keeps other teams out of the box. Seller rivals even Buford's formidable Alina Pope. Senior Kate James brings commitment and composure to the midfield, and she excels at communication, pacing, and aggressive playmaking, notching 3 goals herself this season. Want to know what makes this team tick? The girls have the answer themselves. Take a look.
Together and can have that team chemistry, that bonds, that is really what pushes us like ahead of the rest of the team.
This one seems like a coin flip. How do you think it'll unfold, Hank?
Well, Lucas, for starters, although this game is out of region, it will be one of Georgia's premier matchups all year, and it takes place in our backyard on campus, eliminating any home field advantage. The girls of Buford and Jefferson are very familiar with each other from playing on the same club teams, but you might not know it when kickoff arrives, as each will be looking to remain undefeated. Ultimately, although the numbers and rankings may point to Jefferson adding a win, I'm taking Buford to prevail in a close victory. While both teams have played such similar styles of soccer throughout the season, the Wolves' senior goalkeeper, Alina Pope, may be the difference maker in this one, as I expect Jefferson to have a tough time finding the back of the net. En route to fighting for their first state championship in program history, the Wolves have what it takes to conquer the Dragons. I'm taking the Wolves 2-1.
With so much on the line, goalkeeping becomes even more critical. What are your thoughts on that pressure, Sarah?
Hank, you're spot on about Jefferson's stats, but after hearing from the team, I'm definitely going to pick the Dragons to win 3-2. They may be the smaller school, but at this level, heart matters as much as skill. Both teams are loaded, but Jefferson's hunger is just undeniable. A win over Buford would be a huge boost, and even a loss could be a valuable learning experience for the playoffs. This team has something special, a drive to make history with their first state championship underway. That kind of determination can take them past the Wolves and all the way to the top. Back to you, Lucas.
Thanks, Hank and Sarah. Now we turn our attention to the pool with Sportsource analyst Olivia Bontempo.
We dive into which Georgia swimmers might have their sights set on Paris for the 2024 Summer Olympics.
Hold on to your croissants as we look ahead to the Olympics in the City of Love, coming up next on Sportsource. Fresh off their dominant performances at the NCAA Championships, a star-studded group of University of Georgia swimmers are setting their sights on Olympic glory in Paris 2024. Sportsource analyst Olivia Bontempo joins us now to dive into the incredible momentum these Georgia athletes are carrying into the international spotlight.
That's right, Lucas. The University of Georgia Bulldogs made a strong showing at the recent 2024 NCAA Division I Women's Swimming and Diving Championships. Held at the Gabriel Sanatorium, the women's team earned an impressive 24 All-American citations and 8 first-team honors. The Bulldogs finished 13th place overall, a marked improvement from their 16th place finish and 90-point total last season. Abby McCullough shone for the Bulldogs, clinching the NCAA championship title in the mile freestyle with a pool record, personal best, and second fastest mile time in program history of 15 minutes and 37.74 seconds. This marked the first NCAA title for a Bulldog women's swimmer since 2016, when Georgia's Brittany McLean and Olivia Smoliga took home individual NCAA titles.
Incredibly proud of Junae, Abby, and Rachel tonight for just swimming with heart and guts and just fighting.
The Georgia men's team has also started to make waves this week in Indianapolis. With a successful day 1 and 2, the Bulldogs currently sit at 11th place. Senior Jake McGahee has showed strength this week, garnering his 4th consecutive top 3 finish in the 500-yard freestyle. With a 3rd place finish and a season best time of 4 minutes and 7.12 seconds, McGahee earned himself a first-team All-America honor.
For him to just stick to his own race plan, execute it to perfection there, and swimming his 2nd fastest time ever under those circumstances, getting another medal, 4 in a row now for Jake. And arguably, I'll get fact-checked, but I'm pretty sure he's probably got the most sub 410, even 409, 500 freestyles in history. So yeah, I couldn't be prouder of Jake and what he's been able to accomplish here on that event. And he's got another big one tomorrow going into that 400 IM, so he'll keep it rolling.
The Bulldogs are now looking to dive in today and tomorrow to make splashes and finish out strong in Indy.
As Georgia wraps up the season, which Bulldogs are now looking to face the global stage at the 2024 Olympics in Paris, Olivia?
Lucas, with the U.S. Olympic team trials scheduled for June 15th through June 23rd, 25 former and current Bulldogs are looking to make Olympic cuts. Among the athletes who have graduated, NCAA Women of the Year finalist Callie Dickinson and 2-time Olympian Olivia Smoliga will be representing the Bulldogs in Indy. On the men's side, Chase Kalish and Jay Litherland, who have previously represented the U.S. at past Olympic Games, are also looking to make waves this summer at trials. Out of the 25 swimmers hoping to represent the U.S., 19 of them are current University of Georgia athletes. Abby McCullough, Rachel Stegg, and Ian Grum are among those seeking Olympic glory. Stegg and Grum, who both represented the United States at the 2023 Pan American Games last year, had impressive appearances. Stegg earned 2 gold medals in the 1,500-meter freestyle and the women's 4x200-meter freestyle relay, while Grum earned a silver medal in the 200-meter backstroke. Although a majority will be competing to represent the United States, there are also a handful of international students who will be hoping to represent their home countries. From Finland and France to Hong Kong, Israel, and South Africa, 6 University of Georgia swimmers are hopeful to make trips back home. Junior Danae Coetzee is one of 2 Bulldogs who has the potential to represent South Africa this summer. Coetzee, who has won 3 South African national championships, competed for South Africa in the 2020 Olympic Games, and won a silver medal at the 2023 World University Games, attributes a lot of her success to the rigor of SEC and NCAA competition.
Say swimming at NCAAs is more pressure than like for me at the Olympics, because like you have a whole team that you're swimming for, whereas back like at the Olympics it's kind of a little bit more individual. Even though I was on a relay, it was a little bit more like I felt like for me, whereas here it's like it does not matter about me at all. Like it's about scoring points for Georgia, and I have this whole team like supporting me, but it's also like, oh, like I want to do good for them.
As the men's team wraps up their meet this weekend, these Bulldogs are making waves in the NCAA and beyond. Back to you, Lucas.
Thanks, Olivia. It'll be exciting to potentially see these Bulldogs take on the international stage. Coming up on Sportsource, is it a Jet, is it the Flash, or is it a Georgia Bulldog? The 400-meter world record holder tells us what it was like to break that record and his future goals. Later, there's a fever for madness and the only prescription is more basketball. We talk to students around campus about which tournament they prefer. Sportsource will be right back after the break. Welcome back to Sportsource. Sophomore Canadian native Christopher Morales-Williams has been a highlight of the Georgia's track and field team this past indoor season. Sportsource reporter Micaiah Costin talked with him about his recent success and what's ahead for him.
That's right, Lucas. The indoor season was electric as many of the Bulldogs showed off their talent and off-season work ethic as the outdoor season is now in full swing. I spoke to 400-meter record holder Christopher Morales-Williams about his recent achievement and upcoming goals. So 44.49, that is really amazing. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How did it feel to get, when you saw that number on the screen, like how did that feel for you?
When I first saw it, I didn't actually realize at first. I kind of just noticed that I won, and I just walked off.
Yeah.
And then they called me back, and they're like, oh yeah, like, what do you know about the world record? I'm like, oh, you know, Michael Norman has it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, you just broke it.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, what the heck? Like,
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's so exciting. What was kind of your mindset going into that race, and how does it differentiate a little bit from the outdoor season?
Really, like, so on that day I was a little bit sick, so I was kind of just thinking about finishing the race, you know what I mean? But from, like, let's say the day before when I was feeling good, I was kind of just thinking about, you know, win the break, win the race, and just kind of do my best. And so I'm going to take that same confidence, that same race plan, and just take it into outdoor. Obviously, it's, you know, it's the big open track now, so I prefer that much better. But, you know, I'm just going to do the same thing, just kind of get out fast and then just finish as long as I can.
Yeah, that reminds me of another question. What are your kind of top 3 goals that fans should expect from you this season going into the outdoor?
My top 3 goals, I would say win nationals,
Nice.
run a really fast time, a really, really fast time, hopefully breaking 44. And then maybe also just kind of like, hopefully like I could help with the men, like as a team win a national title.
That'd be great. I don't know if you're allowed to say this or not, but are you looking to go pro anytime soon?
Oh yeah, I actually don't think I'm allowed to say that.
Okay, no worries. And what is your advice, I guess, for people coming into Georgia as athletes or specifically track athletes?
I would just say, you know, like it's obviously going to be really hard at first, but you really just got to focus on what's like, you know, in front of you. Don't take everything, you know, like at the same time, you know, don't take everything all in. Just kind of focus everything one at a time. You know, like your time will come. Just stay focused, make sure you have everything ready. And then eventually, you know, like you'll have a breakout race. That happens to almost everybody. So.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for speaking with me.
As we now enter the outdoor season and watch Williams and the rest of the Bulldogs pursue more records, fans can expect to keep their expectations pretty high for the team and what they have to offer. Back to you.
Thanks, Micaiah. It'll be exciting to see what the rest of his year looks like. The Bulldogs continue their outdoor season with a tour throughout the South until May 9th when they go to the SEC Outdoor Championships. Coming up on Sportsource, three-pointers, upsets, and dunks oh my. March Madness is in full swing and campus is buzzing about the tip-off of the big dance for the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournament. Sportsource reporter Evan Smoke hears the buzz around campus right after the break. Welcome back to Sportsource. March Madness fever has hit the UGA campus. The air crackles with excitement as the NCAA basketball tournaments reach a fever pitch. Joining me now is Sportsource reporter Evan Smoke to capture the pulse of the student body and give us the inside scoop on all the bracket-busting action.
That's right, Lucas. This March Madness is wild, with both men's and women's Sweet 16 showdowns in full swing. Women's basketball is on fire thanks to stars like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Juju Watkins. But the men's tournament has a history of epic upsets. I hit UGA's campus to find out which tournament has students hooked. Hey folks, we got a question here today. One of the questions is, which tournament have you enjoyed watching more so far, the men's or the women's basketball tournament?
Me personally, I've enjoyed watching the men's tournament more. I just grew up watching the guys play, and I used to be a basketball player myself, so that's just my personal preference on that.
I've really enjoyed the women's, and they play with a lot of emotion and stuff. But overall, I think I enjoy watching the men's because there's been a lot of upsets, and that are really fun to watch for me.
What have you preferred watching more, the men's or the women's NCAA basketball tournament?
Oh, the women's for sure.
Enjoyed watching the men's tournament this year. And I think like it has nothing to do with talent. It's more about like the parity. I think I've seen a lot more upsets in the men's tournament so far. It's just a lot more unpredictability, and that's what makes it fun. Like we kind of know who's going to be in the top in the women's tournament. I kind of watch the matchups to see upsets, you know. Watch to see Yale beat Auburn.
So far, I only made a bracket for the men's tournament, and I've been kind of angry at it because Kentucky lost and I picked them to win, so my bracket is doing horrible. But I've been watching more of the women's games because I'm much more interested in Caitlin Clark and her playing style.
I can't say I've watched the women's tournament at all, so I like the men's tournament better. Just overall, though, I think both tournaments are great. Personally, I love Caitlin Clark, love watching her play. But men's tournament's been super entertaining. I watched Texas A&M versus Houston last night. That was a great game, crazy comeback. But overall, I just love watching the men's tournament. I've grown up watching it. So.
I'm indifferent. I like both of them. I feel like the men's is exciting strictly for the reason that like there's just so many random teams with random upsets. I like how arbitrary it is. But then the women's, there's like some dynastic like schools like LSU and South Carolina that get to be on each side of the bracket and then eventually meet up. So that's what I like about it.
I have to say the women's just because Caitlin Clark is probably the best athlete in college right now, and it's kind of cool to watch her pull up from 40 feet away.
I've actually enjoyed watching the men's a little bit more this year because there have been a lot more upsets in the bracket this year. I think a lot of the higher seeds have won, a lot of the underdogs have lost in the women's bracket. In the men's bracket, there's been a lot of upsets like Oakland won. DeQuins, I think that's how you say it. Duquesne. They've won. It's been a lot more fun to see how many brackets have been busted within like the first 2 days, and the upsets really make it a lot better for me.
Well, I would say the men's because I like watching the men's play more.
Thank you. The women's tournament is surging in popularity, but the men's side still holds a narrow lead. Will there be an upset in the battle for campus attention? With both championships just days away, the energy on campus is off the charts. Back to you, Lucas.
Thanks, Evan. The March Madness roller coaster keeps on rolling with both tournaments promising nonstop action all weekend long. And that's our show. Thanks so much for watching, and from the entire Sportsource crew, have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.